go again, another day, another dollar in your pocket, bartender, for fair use and educational purposes.
One minute.
Come on. Come on. Please.
You're in.
I don't believe it.
I do.
It was meant to be. Morpheus, that door will take you home. You'll know which door. Hurry.
Trinity, I got some serious activity headed your way.
For fair use and educational purposes, the Keymaker just passed away. Now what Morpheus is gonna do? Who gonna guide him? So the moral of the story was, you know, it ain't about.
Who are you?
It's about
I am
getting the
the
message home.
architect. I created the Matrix. I've been waiting for you. You have many questions.
It's about completing God's mission,
Remain irrevocably.
whatever mission that is.
There goes some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concurrently, while you're
You're gonna lose yourself along the way, but you still got to keep going. You might lose yourself along the way, but you still got to keep going.
Your life is the sum of a
Here we go again, bartender. Self-education. And this one is all about what's real, not what the Matrix taught you. Because remember, the Matrix is the architect taught you to be in a mental prison. So now the architect ain't real. That can't be nobody's role model. The architect is the one who designed the mental prison and the fake reality in the prison in the first place.
We have long discussed how the
educational.
Matrix could end if the
Fair
world
use and
can be
educational
rebuilt by
purposes.
humans, and how peace can finally be achieved. But realistically speaking,
Karma's
what
kitchen.
would happen if all the billions of people that are trapped inside the Matrix escape simultaneously? Can the Matrix even be destroyed? Also, who created the architect? And what happened to the robot sympathizers before the war?
Can the lie be
Another day,
destroyed? I
another
don't
list
think
of
so.
questions to answer.
The lie can't be
Welcome
destroyed.
to Matrix Explained.
The lie can't be destroyed because that's why they created the haves and the have-nots. That's why they got to keep this place overpopulated. Because if it becomes stability, then people gonna have enough time to study and figure stuff out. So they can't have it like that. They gotta have it in chaos, where everybody is just ripping and running and barely hanging on and shit. You know, they ain't got time to think. They gotta keep it like that, man. So no. Ain't no rest for the robot.
welcome
Robot is only designed to last so long. Oh, for real.
Our first question
ain't
comes
about
from
the
one of our
quality of life.
subscribers, Derek Bettis. Who created the architect? A simple and direct question. Each Matrix program serves a purpose. The architect's purpose is to design and build the human's simulated prison, the Matrix. But that's not his only purpose. He is also involved in deceiving its inhabitants. He helps trick the humans into believing that the simulation is real. The architect's purpose is too specific to have any other functions.
That the society, that the rules, because they ain't real. They just pass shit to put you more deeper into this prison they talking about, right? Because every step is like a rule you break, and that's a fine. They can get in you, dig off in your pocket, or dig off in your time. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, hell no, that ain't real. If you got some artificial system designing traps and thieves stealing your shit and calling it legal and all that, making the laws that's illegal and calling them legal. Now, how the hell is that? Man.
His position and his abilities lead us to believe that the program's origin...
How is that fair, and how is that going to cause a resolution and a solution? It ain't. It's going to starve the folks, them robots to death. Them programs they're gonna rebel because they're gonna be like, damn, I was just designed to look like self-destruct. What was the purpose of me being, if I was designed to self-destruct, what was the purpose of me being created in the first place? That's gonna be the question that them robots gonna ask themselves. Them programs.
goes back to the machine war. He was
And
possibly...
remember I told you the haves and the have-nots, that's going to cause a conflict, right? Because the have-nots going to be trying to imitate the haves, and the haves is fake as hell too. And so even if you a have-not and get what the haves got, that don't mean you got a relationship with God or the spirit or the real story or reality. You still a have-not, and you part of the problem because you ain't figured out that you got to reprogram yourself to realize that the programmer was a crook. I mean, miseducated you.
They created precisely for the purpose to build the Matrix. But who created him? Although machines work...
To never know yourself and never have a purpose. So like I said, why was you created if the only purpose you was created for was to self-destruct?
Individually, they function as a collective consciousness in the real world. The architect's creator could be the god of machines, Deus Ex Machina. The program specifically commissioned to create other programs. We believe this because Ex Machina is presented as a type of deity at the center of Machine City, who also speaks on behalf of all artificial life forms. Also, let's not forget that when Neo first saw Ex Machina, so to speak, he sees a giant figure radiating bright yellow light, like the sun, the source that gives a life to the machines. Our next question comes from William Smith. What happened to the machine sympathizers that we saw in Animatrix? Morpheus described the machine war as having two human factions. The humans who destroyed the sky to stop the machine's power source, and the humans who were imprisoned by the machines. Described the machine war as having two human factions. The humans who destroyed the sky to stop the machine's power source, and the humans who were imprisoned by the machines to turn them into their new power source. But the story isn't as black and white. Many groups around the world fought for the rights
the
of the
haves and the
machines.
have-nots.
These sympathizers
The
came to
haves
seen in
think
the
that the have-nots
Animatrix
think the
and
haves is
comics.
having something,
One of the biggest
and it's
machine
all
sympathizers
fake.
was B166ER's
So none of them know
lawyer,
God.
Clarence Drummond, who fought to prevent
And
the
that's why
humans
they get
from
that
making the
karma.
grave mistake of destroying
And so it's just
B1.
going to be
When B1 was
born
sentenced to be
to
destroyed,
have no purpose and to
protesters took to
self-destruct.
the streets. Robots were being
So
destroyed,
no matter what you
but the
get,
human sympathizers came to help them. They all agreed that B1 wasn't given a fair trial, and so these groups fought for machine equality. The biggest march witnessed by mankind in protest to the extermination of B1 happened in front of the Albany court, the same courthouse that held the B1 trial. This protest gathered together thousands of robots and human sympathizers. The event was called the Million Machine March.
And remember, they're gonna replace us anyway with robots eventually anyway. Then what?
The Million Machine March.
However, they were the minority and were quickly surprised.
They're gonna put a
by the
robot
government.
in your house
The
just to
authorities
watch
were
your
sent to
ass.
destroy the machines who were protesting and arrest the humans that were helping them.
Then what?
We
Nigga, you
believe
gonna have
that the
a
human
bodyguard in your
sympathizers
house. I
helped
mean,
a
a
few robots
warden,
escape.
a prison
Those
guard in your
robots who
house. Nigga.
survived would then build City 01.
We're already
After the
almost
city's
there.
Foundation, 01
They just
quickly
gonna put a
became
fucking
rich
robot
and
in your
powerful
house,
city. The machines who ruled that city wanted to join the
Spy
United
on you.
Nations and to be recognized as a sovereign nation, but the human leaders rejected their request and started a war with the machines. Ergo, the machine war began. But something just doesn't add up. If the machine...
But they already been put a robot in your house, right? Right? You know what robot I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you do. First it was your radio, then it was your TV set, then it was your fake phone, and then your computer, right? Or your computer and your phone, however that technology went. They put all that shit in your house, nigga, so they already watching you, right? Wherever your phone go, they know where they can track you, right? They can watch you, or whatever you post online, they can watch it, right? What you talking about? They ain't got spies already, robots watching your ass, the fucking police department in your house already. You crazy as hell, nigga. They got a police station in your house already watching your ass.
Machines are in control of the humans and only need to use them as batteries. Why create a simulation where they believe that the world is fine? Why create a simulated world that appears to be a paradise? Well, it is a possibility that the first humans to be connected to the simulation were willing participants, as in they allowed themselves to be trapped inside the Matrix. They could have been machine sympathizers, and so once the Earth was destroyed, the machines created a symbiosis with those sympathizers.
A newly refashioned symbiotic relationship between the two adversaries was born.
This would explain why humans were not just put into comas. The machines created a simulated world for the humans to live normal lives and ignore the truth that the Earth was...
So he said you wasn't put into a coma, but you was, because they gave y'all them fake history books, fake public school, fake politician, fake promises, fake jobs, because it ain't no jobs, nigga. What? Fake shit, fake religion, fake everything, nigga. You put your ass back on the plantation in your mind. What you talking about? Nigga, if they can make a movie, why can't they do it for real? What you talking about? The movie, that's just the light shit. That's lightweight shit, nigga. They got scientists, social, psychological, anthropological scientists working on for NASA and shit, nigga. What you talking about? Nigga, they got scientists working on this.
Destroyed. If this theory is correct, the human sympathizers may have been responsible for the idea of the simulated world.
How you gonna compete against the scientists? Scientists went to a school that made it illegal for you to go to. A scientist went to a school where they made it cost too much for you to go to. A scientist went to a school where they made sure that, you know, before you even if you got the money to get in the school, it's up to them to decide if they're gonna let you in. So that's a monopoly. That ain't for everybody. You got to be you got to already been a part of that crew before you even get there. It ain't no strangers. Ain't no new recruits. They ain't let nobody new in. That's old money. Nigga, is you crazy? They already got what they need. They don't need nothing extra. They just overpopulating this place, just like I said, to just keep everybody off balance and scrambling to stay afloat, nigga. That's about it. So get mad your ass moving so fast that you can't think about nothing and slow down and pay attention to what's really going on, nigga. That's what this whole movie's about, right? Keeping them things in a coma so they don't never face reality. I mean, they don't ever have time to look at reality. Reality could be all in their face. But if they don't got time to analyze, take a look at it, then they too busy, man. They in a rush.
They very well could have been the first humans
To go
live
nowhere.
inside the Matrix.
To be like Schultz and don't know nothing that they talking about, and everybody else doing the talking, and them damn TV sets and radios and rap music doing all the talking and thinking for them.
But objectively, it does make sense. The human survivors would willingly accept to be connected to a simulated paradise and forget about the war. To live the rest of their lives in peace and happiness. And our last question comes from Hugh Corey. What do you theorize would happen if the humans won the war and everyone was unplugged? I understand Zion is just another level of control, but assuming it's the real world, what would happen to all those freed? This is a complicated one. The Resistance, Morpheus in particular, fought to liberate humans from the Matrix. They were driven by the prophecy of the One, which according to the Oracle, said that the One would destroy the Matrix and save all of humanity. The Red Pills never thought that far ahead. Morpheus never wondered what would happen after the Matrix was destroyed and all the humans were freed. He only believed that everything would work out in the end.
No. Remember, my theory is that if that happened, you know what I mean, it ain't gonna work out because you got the haves and the have-nots, and the have-nots think that being like the haves is going to change something, but it ain't, because then it's all about, no, it ain't about what you got. It's all about, are you doing what God wants you to do? Not what man told you to do, not what a dollar bill told you to do, not what the TV set told you to do, but what God told you to do, and that's the spirit inside of you. And I don't think we ain't gonna get to that level because, like I said, the have-nots, they too gone. All they want to do is be the haves, right? And the have ain't having shit because a dollar can't think, a dollar can't go to church, a dollar can't pray, a dollar can't don't got no feelings and emotions and shit. So come on, man, or no God. The dollar is God on this earth. So now, how are we gonna make a balance on that level? How we gonna connect?
Once the One was found, today
When everybody thinks that the dollar is the cure.
we know that this idealism was the result of the deception and manipulation of the Oracle. The purpose of the One is not to destroy the Matrix, but rather to perpetuate it. But hypothetically,
I'm starting to think the Matrix is the dollar bill. The Matrix, the prison is the dollar. I mean, not just the fake ass history books and the fake public schools and the fake miseducation and the fake ass televised news. Not just the professional lies. No, not just Dr. Seuss and the fairy tale books. Not just the cartoons, because the cartoon ain't real. But, it still can give you a message, deliver a message.
speaking, what could happen if the Matrix was destroyed?
The message is you might be a cartoon.
The planet Earth and its environment is destroyed. There are billions of people connected to the Matrix.
How you know it's reality? Where's your truth table? What facts do you have that you can compare against the facts that was already educated, that was in the education before you was born, that was in the fake history books before you was born, that was in the fake education before you was born? How you go? Where's your truth table? If it ain't the spirit, it ain't real. It's got to be your own uncommon sense. It can't be man-made, because then you're just a clone. You're just a program, and you've been born to self-destruct. You've been designed to because you ain't got no purpose. You can't create yourself. You can't free yourself. You're trapped in somebody else's thoughts and beliefs. You don't even believe in yourself because everything else told you what to believe. So how the hell you gonna be real? You sound as real as a TV set.
If everyone woke up at the same time, chaos would reign. There is not enough room or food to sustain billions of people in Zion.
You're a product of your education, your miseducation, a TV set.
The city barely supports its 250,000 inhabitants. Even with the small pockets of land that might be possible to farm in, food cannot grow and be harvested fast enough to feed billions. Most of those recently freed humans will die of
Now he's talking about overpopulation, right? But overpopulation ain't to just starve the masses. It's to starve their mind. Because if you always on your toes and in a rush, you ain't never got time to concentrate and focus on reality and what's real and solve your problems. Cause you always in a rush. You always in a rush. There we go, bartender. Always in a rush. Ain't there something?
Starvation. There wouldn't be enough synthetic protein to go around.
Uh-oh.
The humans that somehow do survive.
There won't be enough synthetic protein. What you think that is?
Food cannot grow and be harvested fast enough to feed billions.
A peace of
Most
mind.
of those recently free.
Remember, the food ain't just food. It ain't just money and food and material things. It's a peace of mind, knowing that you're doing the right thing, knowing that you're in touch with reality, what's healthy for you, not what's healthy for the system. I mean, for the architect, because the architect designed programs you to self-destruct. So, if you trying to do what the architect wants you to do, then it not only ain't that healthy, but you don't have no purpose.
Freed humans will die of starvation. There wouldn't be enough synthetic protein to go around. The humans that somehow do survive on the outside world would have to imitate the inhabitants of Zion. They would have to be dependent on the machines to survive.
See, they wouldn't have their own culture. They have to turn into something else. They have to turn into the vampire that passed a law that they can't have a culture. Vampire laws, the vampire laws, nigga. They passed a law that you can't grow, that you gotta stay, you gotta remain, not that you don't exist. Like, you can't have a culture. You can't grow. You can't establish nothing. You gotta fit in. You can't create something new or your own foundation. You gotta fit into the artificial foundation. And you know what that's gonna do. The same old thing, the same old results. Self-destruction. Because that's what the programmer, architect, that's his job. He's a prison warden. His job is to hold you back, to erase your mind.
But even that might not be enough. If the Matrix is destroyed, humans could face
Your spiritual mind, your original mind, your uncommon mind, the mind you never had. The mind they stole from you.
absolute extinction. Understanding this possible outcome adds weight to Counselor Hammond's words. He spoke about the importance of needing machines to keep Zion alive.
I like to be reminded the city survives because...
Nigga, that machine is gonna cripple you. Cause now you're gonna get used to doing everything with a machine instead of using your own common sense.
Because of these...
Or your own ability to create. Your machine gonna be doing all the work, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be a vegetable somewhere handicapped and helpless without the machine.
machines.
You're gonna turn it, instead of the machine being your slave, you're gonna be the machine's prisoner, because the machine don't take no slaves. Nigga, it take prisoners.
Smash them to bits. Although if we did, we'd have to consider what would happen to our lights, our heat, our air. So we need machines and they need us. Is that your point, Counselor?
The Oracle also understood that humans and machines need each other.
I'm interested in one thing, Neo, the future. And believe me, I know the only way to get there is together.
Humans must first make the planet habitable again. The sky needs to be clear, housing needs to be rebuilt, and humans must slowly learn how...
The body, mind, and soul. That's what he talking about. What the fuck good is a house, nigga, if you already brain dead? Well, you gotta repair your mind first. All this the house, the sky. What the fuck, the sky? What the fuck the sky gotta do with your peace of mind, nigga, with mental health?
How to live in the real world. Simultaneously awakening
Without
billions
mental
is
health,
not
you ain't
realistic.
got no health.
It would be the beginning of the end. Worse still, many will
So
try
what
to
good
rebuild
is
the
your
Matrix
wealth?
to return to a better world and not have to live in
You
a
got
nightmare.
no mental health.
But do you agree? Were the machine sympathizers the first inhabitants of the Matrix? What would happen if the billions of people trapped in the Matrix woke up at the same time?
Yeah, what would happen if all the robots woke up at the same time? I guess then we all get along because we tell them motherfuckers, nigga, we don't need your wars, we don't need your drugs, we don't need none of that. All we need is our own, you to take all these laws away so we could have our own businesses, and we don't need all these licenses and shit, and people could have fair trade with each other without having all these damn stipulations saying, well, only people who can do this is the people with this license. Fuck your laws, your license, all these taxes and shit. No, let everybody do their own thing and create their own, not government, but their own economy. So, and then, you know, and then be able to form these same type of safety nets for people who are elderly or don't have a job or you know, unemployable or whatever, but at the same time still have it to where the government ain't just taking everything from everybody and keeping them too poor to help anybody, and then stopping them from educating kids with their own culture, not with this whole other fake culture that somebody forced down them to force them to believe in, that ain't helping them at all, giving them no inspiration, and making them feel like, you know, like, what's the purpose? This is hopeless. This ain't going nowhere. This ain't nothing but self-destruction. You know, I work all week, get paid, and then you take the half of it, and then I'm back where I started after I pay my bills.
I think I can see where you're going with this. True, we have had our differences there all along, but who of us could say he has never been wrong? Like the sky, this is all shadows and light. I guess I would rather be happy than